Good evening. I am here to talk to you about something that is near and dear to my heart as a teacher and a school leader. Data and assessment. First, I'd like to ask you guys a question. How do we assess our students? Do we give them statewide tests, teacher-devised tests, and are those tests teacher-devised like they thought of them themselves and typed them up, or are they right out of a textbook? And the next question I have for you would be, what do we do with these assessments? Do the teachers grade them and then put them in the grade book? Or do they use them to analyze and assess how our students are doing in the building? I would like to take our students that are in the mid-proficient and proficient range and take them all into the highly proficient and proficient range. And in doing some research, I have found a website that would help us do that. And it's an organized system of administering assessments and analyzing data. And that system and website is Linkit. Straight from the website, Linkit's website is all about data warehousing, assessment solutions, and analytics for all four school leaders, teachers, students, and parents. So for school leaders, some of the benefits include it keeps an organized spot. It's all in one spot. All of the Linkit assessments will be there, all of the results for from the classes, from the teachers. You can upload your state assessments, whatever state that may be. And teacher-devised assessments can also be uploaded and administered to the students. There are easy access for comparison. So not only can you compare the students within the class, but you can compare class to class. You can compare district to district if you are a superintendent, and you can also view state averages and see exactly where your school lands within the state. Another benefit is you can view student data from year to year, which is awesome for teachers that will get the students in the following year, because then they can look back and see how their class and their students progress from year to year. These data reports are easily printable, and Linkit is a secure and private site. Once you say you no longer want to use Linkit anymore, all of your student data and school data will be erased, and there's a privacy agreement that goes along with that. Teachers, every teacher will have a class login and class rosters for easy organization. So if those teachers are teaching more than one ELA section, they can just name them whatever they would like and they can find them right away. They can assign tests to specific classes or just to specific students. Like if students need to retake a test, they can do so. All of the test results are color-coded, and it'll give 3 ranges. So you have an above, which would turn green. You have the middle, which would turn yellow, and the bottom of the class would turn red. And you can view this data. You can view grade assessments by standard, by topic, and skill. So you could do all 3, just 2, or just 1. These teacher-devised tests can be uploaded. So if you would like to take an Envision Math test, you can type in the questions and you can give the students this test online through Linkit. Students practice taking online tests, which is an excellent practice strategy because they have to take their statewide tests online. So this is just one way to continually practice all year. Linkit will self-grade multiple choice tests for the teacher. There are many different question types: multiple choice, free response, the teacher would have to grade themselves, true, false, and drop down. All tests are standards driven, and administering these assessments, you could give them to show student growth, and they're great for progress monitoring for INRS students. Linkit tests there's a database, and there are 3 times a year there's an A, B, and C test for each grade level in ELA and math. And it is online, which is the preferable, or there are paper and pencil tests available. You just have to call ahead of time. And for teachers, Linkit provides resources such as lessons, activities, and mini lessons, all organized by that standard topic or skill. So when you're looking at the data of a whole class test and you see that there is a specific skill that your class is not mastering, you can go and research those lessons and find lessons in that specific skill. These resources are free, and this data can help drive instruction. So here's what a class diagnostic will look like. So you can see in item number 2, test 2, only 38% of those students answered correctly. And it shows you exactly what those students, or what those standards are, the topic, and the skill. Here is where you would upload your state scores. So you would just keep year to year ELA and math, and again, it still does that color coding for you, even though it is not a Linkit specific test. Here's your dashboard for teachers, and you can progress monitor here, where it shows you which tests have been given and exactly the color-coded scores for each student. And this is what a printout would look like. It has the student's first and last name on the top, and it comes up as the test score, class average, and the state average as well. So you can pick and choose which ones you'd want to show there, so that way maybe when you're showing a parent, you don't want them to see the class average, and if the student is very far behind, you might not want them to see that. So for the benefits for the students, this is a best practice for a state assessment, like I said before, because it's online. You can view and analyze their data. So again, the reports are easily printable. And you get to know the students' areas of strength and weaknesses. And what I love about this is that you could set goals for the future, so that way the student can say, okay, well, I got this on test A, this on test B, and then let's see what they can pick their goal for test C at the end of the year. And for some benefits for parents is teachers and parents, you guys can discuss this at parent-teacher conferences. And again, it's so easy to see. The results can be printed or they can be emailed, and the standards, topics, and skills can be viewed and discussed, and then the parents can also see some strengths and weaknesses to help at home. Only admin and teachers have logins, as a little side note, because they're responsible for sharing the data with their students and with their parents. The parents can't access this online, and neither can the students. And just to wrap things up, there are consultations and teacher trainings available through Linkit, and I think that for our school, I think the benefits will outweigh the cost tremendously here. Just to wrap things up again, this is a data warehousing, so you're keeping all of your test results organized, and you will see progress, and hopefully students will see their own progress, and they can set their own goals and try their hardest, and teachers can use this to drive instruction. So again, thank you so much, and let me know if you have any questions.